Hello everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. It is no secret that I absolutely adore Waffle Flower's flat shakers. Maybe you remember this video where I shared how easy they are to create, how quickly they come together, and how fabulous they look shaking all around. Well, Waffle Flower has done it again. They've come out with more shapes and sizes for their flat shakers. These amazing new shaker covers can be used to make circle shakers, square shakers, slimline shakers. There are so many options. They are so easy to use, and you'll be creating shaker cards in a snap. So first, let's take a look at some of these shaker covers. This is the Slimline shaker cover, comes 5 per pack. It's a 3 by 8 inch shaker, and it goes along with the Waffle Flower Slimline Layers dies. It's the number 2 in that die set, which is brilliant because then you don't have to measure at all if you have these Waffle Flower dies. You can just cut them right out and then put your shaker cover on top. This is the 3.5 inch squares, again 5 per pack, and then you're going to combine it with the Waffle Flower Nesting Squares die, and it is number 4 in that set. So again, just love to be able to cut these shapes out using those dies that I already have in my stash and then use them with the shaker covers. This is the new 4 by 5.25. So the previous rectangle was an A2. This is one size down. And so you're going to use the A2 layering dies, but you're going to use number 2 on that die set so that you'll have a slightly smaller shaker than an A2 card. Next up is the 4.25 inch circles. For this one, you're going to use the Nesting Circles die set, and you're going to use the number 1 layer in that die set. Last but not least are the 3 inch circles, really cute little circles. You're going to use the number 6 from the Nesting Circles die set for those. Other products from their May release that Waffle Flower sent me are the dashed rhombus panel that cuts a 4 by 5.25 rectangle with dashed lines for the rhombus pattern, and then the rhombus 2-step stencil. So you can do 2 layers of these rhombus shapes and do them 2 different colors, and they combine with that die. So I'll show you how to use those all together later in the video. I also got the popcorn set. It's the combo with a stencil, a die, and a die set, and a sentiment stamp set, which has so many fun sentiments, from popping in to say hello, what's popping, number 1 pop, have a popping birthday. So again, we'll use all of these products today in the video. For this first card, I am using the popcorn stencil to create the little container that the popcorn comes in. It is a red and white container, so I decided to use Distress Oxide Barn Door. I liked that red better than the candied apple, and I'm going to then use the matching dies to cut out that little container. Then I'm going to cut out the popcorn as well. There are also individual popcorn pieces, and I'm just adding a little bit of mustard seed blended on with the shader brush to add a little bit of butter to my popcorn as well. Next, I'm going to cut out the nesting circle in some yellow cardstock and peel off that protective layer off of that shaker shape. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of the circle, and I'm going to make sure I get all around the edge there, but I'm going to fold down those little tabs mostly around the circle, but you want to leave a portion open so that you can then open it up and pour in your shaker goodies before completely sealing up that shaker. So once I have the shakers inside, I'm going to add some more tape runner to the back of that circle, and I can even add some to those tabs as well, and that will really make sure that they stay closed and all of your shaker goodies will stay inside. Super, super simple. I've taken a sentiment from the sentiment stamp set from that popcorn combo, and I've stamped it and white heat embossed it on black cardstock, and I'm going to pop that up on top of the popcorn container there, which I've popped up in front of that round shaker, which is the moon in the background there, and it says have a popping birthday. And then I'm going to pop up some of those kernels, that was no pun intended there, and put them at the base and kind of all around that container just for a little bit of extra fun. But see how easy that circular shaker was to create on the background of this card. It took me literally a couple of minutes. Okay, for one of the rectangle dies, I'm going to cut out the rhombus. See how I have it tilted? That's so it goes through the die cut machine smoothly and really cleanly and crisply cuts out that rhombus. I have my Waffle Flower larger shading blending brushes, and I'm going to use those on top of the rhombus stencil. So I have it on one side, and I'm going to blend some Distress Oxide in squeezed lemonade here, and then I'm going to peel that off and clean it off, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to reline it up in between the diamonds that I already have down there, and then I'm going to use Blueprint Sketch for this one. So you're going to get a two-toned effect, and it looks really cool, and it's just a fun pattern. For the rectangular ones, you just need to put some tape runner behind them and then just fold up 3 of the 4 tabs. So remember that this rhombus die is 4 by 5 1/4, and so is this shaker. So it will match the rhombus perfectly. Pour in my sugar goodies and then put some more tape runner behind all of the tabs as well as on the cardstock, and then I can lay it on an A2 card panel and it will really pop off your card with all that color and those shaker goodies inside. Again, a 1, 2, 3 punch and you've got a shaker card made. I'm going to do the same exact thing because I love that rhombus pattern. This time I'm going to use my new favorite Distress Oxide Saltwater Taffy. Again, peel that off, clean off the stencil, just takes a little wiping and some water because I'm using Distress Oxide ink. Flip it over and put the new rhombuses next to the ones that you already have blended. And then I'm going to use salvaged patina again with those Waffle Flower blending brushes. Really covers up the stencil quickly and easily. And now I have this two-tone pattern with those stitched details in the background. I'm going to use one of the Waffle Flower's Essential Sentiments die cuts to make it really easy to add a sentiment to the center of the card that says happy birthday. And then I'm going to place tape runner behind it, and I am going to fold all the tabs after removing that protective layer from the front. I just do 3 of the 4 tabs, then pour my sugar goodies inside and then fold back that last tab, add some additional tape runner to the back and lay it on an A2 card front or card base, and then you have this really quick and easy shaker card. To create with the Slimline shakers, I am going to cut out that slimline shape that matches the shaker perfectly. For this popcorn container, I am going to ink blend that last little piece on the side there. That's going to make a dimensional looking container right on my card. So even if you don't have the dies, you can make it look dimensional by adding that little corner there. You can see I ink blended those popcorns, and then I'm going to add the same kind of mustard seed brushing on top just for a little look of butter on that popcorn. And I'm going to pop that up right above the container. All of this is on that slimline piece that I die cut out that's going to fit perfectly inside the shaker. I did cut some individual pieces of popcorn to have falling into the container like it's coming out of the air popper there from the top and running down into the container. So those little popcorn pieces, you can cut them out as many times as you want. I'm going to use a couple of the sentiments from the stamp set. One says number 1 pop and one says Father's Day. And here I'm going to peel off that front protective layer on that slimline shaker. So you just need to grab it kind of at the edge. You could see I use the Spellbinders tool in one, and then you're going to fold in 3 of the tabs with some adhesive behind them. Then you're going to pour your shaker goodies inside and fold back that last tab with some adhesive behind that as well. I decided to put a few of the popcorn kernels on the outside of this shaker card to make it even more fun. So I'm putting those on the outside. So there's some on the outside, some on the inside, and then all those shaker goodies as well. You could also cut the popcorn kernels as shaker goodies rather than gluing them down. I'm going to use one of Waffle Flower's foil plates from one of their previous releases. It's called the Abstract Foil Plate. Kind of makes a brush effect. So I have my glimmer machine and the platform is ready. So I'm going to place that a foil plate right down on the machine and then press the timer until it stops blinking. Then I put this rainbow foil down on top and a die cut circle or square on top of that that's going to fit perfectly inside my shakers that I'm going to create with these foiled pieces. So you can see here I've foiled that circle with the abstract kind of paintbrush look in the center. Here I have a square, and I just wanted to show you that even after foiling, you can run it through your die cut machine with that rhombus pattern, and it will imprint on both the foil and the cardstock behind it, which I absolutely love. So you get foiling, you get the faux stitching, you have the square. I'm going to pop up one of the essential sentiments from Waffle Flower. It says, "Congrats to you," on top of that foiling. And now I'm going to remove that protective layer again, just like a tool-in-one or some type of pick to remove that on the edge. And then you can use your bone folder to fold the tabs back and forth. If you're having trouble getting them to lay nice and flat, I definitely recommend using your bone folder and then fold them one way and then fold them back the other way so that they kind of loosen up a little bit. Then I'm going to put a little bit of tape runner around each of the tabs there so that it's ready to go. Once I have that, I'm going to place my panel inside there so that the tabs will fold towards the back. I'm going to fold 3 of them back, and then I'm going to pour my shaker goodies inside. And then the last tab, I'm going to add a little bit more tape runner to it, and I'm going to add tape runner to the whole square on the back there so that I can then make sure everything stays nice and closed. And then I am just going to put that on a piece of cardstock that is the same width and trim it down so that I have a square card. So it is now on a square card base, and I love that shaped card shaker. For this circle, I'm actually going to use the stencil, the Rhombus stencil, instead of the die cut this time. So I'm going to hold it in place behind the stencil, and then I'm going to ink blend on top of everything with Kitsch Flamingo using the Waffle Flower blending brush. So you'll see how easy it is to cover up this whole circle with those Kitsch Flamingo rhombuses on top of the gold foil of the abstract. Now, of course, there's a little ink on that foil. All you need to do is buff it off with a cloth and your foil will shine once again. So I'm going to do the same thing with the second color, which is going to be Saltwater Taffy. I'm just going to hold it in place and ink blend the rhombuses in between the Kitsch Flamingo rhombuses. So we'll have a full pattern over that abstract foil. And then once again, just buff away any of the ink. The foil acts as a resist. So this circular card panel really shines with that amazing background made with those different color rhombuses and then the foil in the center in that abstract brush. To make a shaped circle card, I'm going to fold an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock in half. And I'm going to place the same exact die that I used to cut the panel on the fold. I'm going to lay it over the fold so that part of the fold does not get cut. And that's going to create my card base. Again, I'm going to pick off the top protective layer there, and I'm going to fold all of these tabs in one direction. These tiny tabs are pretty easy to fold. You don't really need your bone folder, but I just like to have them all going in one direction so that when I lay the panel inside, it's really easy to just press them down over the tape runner once I lay that down as well. So again, just really makes it easier on you to put all of those tabs in the same direction. I'm going to put an essential sentiment on the foil there, and now I'm going to pop that into that shaped shaker. Again, all the tabs are facing towards the back. I've put a little tape runner around the edge of the circle, and now I'm just folding those tabs on top of the tape runner so they are staying stuck down. I'm going to fold a bunch of them except for a few at the end so I can open up the front. Probably should have left a few more because it was hard to pour those shaker goodies inside. And then I'm going to put a little tape runner around the rest of that circle and fold in the rest of those tabs. Then I put tape runner all over the back. I added on top of the tabs as well to make sure they stay stuck down so that I can place this on top of my card base that I cut out. It's the same shape as the card panel. Again, I cut it with the same die, so everything matches up perfectly and you can see all those goodies shaking inside, but none will come out, and it was so easy to make. I can't get over all the new shapes and sizes of Waffle Flower's flat shaker covers that make it so easy to make these awesome shaker cards. Let me know down in the comments below if you are as much of a shaker fanatic as I am. If you want to see more ideas with the traditional A2 size shaker cover, you can check out that video over here. If you want to see more card making ideas, tips, tricks, techniques, and new product reviews, please like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can be notified every time I have a new video available. As always, I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon. I'm Rebecca Keppel. That was it. That's it. I'm Rebecca Keppel, and we're good, and that's it.